When we talk about basketball, one name that comes along with it is LeBron James, apart from MJ and Kobe and Shaq. The list goes on, but let's stick with the most famous and most hated person in the NBA, which is LeBron. But things were different back when the Powerade commercial came, where he shoots a 90-foot fadeaway follow-through. The stats about dislikes, unequivocally truth, doesn't matter much. But its refusal to shush away from the talks is somewhat surprising to become a topic to discuss. The recent biggest ESP news was the return of LeBron to Cleveland with an unusual short announcement even for him, saying, "I'm coming home." The statement is also a distant cousin of MJ's "I'm back" announcement of 1995. When it comes to LeBron James, the fans either adore him or despise him. He's the person who can manage to receive millions of people's affection while alienating a million others periodically. With an unreplicable style, the star has bulldozed to the top, along with establishing a page for himself in the NBA history book with 14 NBA All-Star appearances, 3 Olympic medals, 8 consecutive NBA Finals, and 4 MVP awards. LeBron James has become arguably one of the top players in the NBA. There is no doubt in his ability. The preternatural athletic body with a combination of high-level basketball IQ has set itself as a clean-cut prototype for enthusiasts and students. Vehemently reviled by the critics and fans, LeBron somehow still manages to be the leader and the diabolical villain simultaneously. When LeBron is the topic, there are always more layers synced to the topic. Without going, welcome back to another episode of Rexx. And in today's episode, we are going to talk about why is LeBron James not the person you believe he is. Give a touch on the subscribe button if you already haven't, and let's go back to the video. July 8th, 2010. The day Cleveland lost the services of their hometown superhero with the most unsportsmanship stab to its heart. I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat. Many assume the term talent could mean only one thing, that's his whole team, because he was their chosen one and leader. But relief came shortly because the leader only got himself out. Not only did fans react against the decision, the NBA Commissioner David Stern responded with a statement ill-conceived, and it was a slam from MJ for leaving the team in the most hopeless situation and joining the rivals. It was an unforgivable betrayal in Michelle's eyes. Streets were on fire, and fans even burned their superstar's jersey in the street. But James had come out with the most absurd announcement, blaming the whole act of racism, which was a byproduct of the avalanche of media criticism against him. The lead journalist of Fox Sports stated that LeBron is living in a racial cocoon of denial to call out the unhealthy act. Well, fans are still facing a hard time processing LeBron's explanation. But things could have been handled maturely, instead of that clumsy model of media mannerism of an hour-long ridiculous television special announcement on ESPN of his leaving and his sign-in with the Miami Heat for fans. Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers, couldn't forget the act so easily and called it narcissistic self-promotion and a shameful display of selfishness. But LeBron even pushed the decision to a new level by an outstanding performance of introducing themselves to the Miami Heat in collaboration with his peers Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. This heel-worthy trio ended with a statement of promising not 1, not 2, not 3 championship trophy to Miami, which he couldn't do in his hometown. The whole show was a talent display of LeBron to Miami in their jersey. But he came back again with his multi-million second part of the franchise, Decision 2.0 series. He was back in Cleveland. But was it really the case? Since many consider this is a yet not retired star's peaceful retirement plan, the star has been brutally criticized for toying with the fans' emotions and inconsistency. One cardinal sin LeBron committed even before he stepped into the NBA is giving himself the nickname The King. At that time, it was the next big thing hitting the NBA, but he even got a tattoo which said "The Chosen One." Everyone is chosen when it's NBA, but copywriting it to himself was not good, and it gathered multiple eyes. Calling himself King James is petting his own ego, but the fact he's not concerned about that could be. It hides itself in his back shoulder and cannot be seen by the king. So, since he was serving his time in Miami Heat as a philosopher, he quoted, "Shut them up with your play." The tattoo, on the other hand, was a pure contradiction to his own words, but once again, he can't see it. Referring to himself as a third party has become a thing for him. And when met with failure, he can't clone himself to replace teammates, as he said, is a bemoan fact. We know that most of the top tiers have a big ego, which serves them well in order to establish dominance in the field and build themselves to the top constantly. But LeBron's ego is tingled with petulance. One evidence of this petulance is when Cavaliers got banished in a 112-52 by Lakers. He decided to ease the situation by a tweet surprisingly referring to the Cavs owner Dan Gilbert that his move to the Heat a cowardly betrayal in a comic font. He was the one who got into land when the boat was sinking. And another incident is when LeBron decided to leave the Cavs. His well-constructed explanation was, "I'm taking my talent to the South Beach." He has to work on his empathetic side, and humble is not the word we can refer to him. One other thing that can't be ignored to mention is LeBron James's obsession with flashy pre-game rituals. That little boy powder throwing needs to be shut down. It's too old. We know he bases his routine on Boston's Kevin Garnett. But what does it accomplish since there are no high school cheerleaders present there to get overwhelmed by it? The answer is LeBron likes it. For LeBron, it's all about hosting ostentatious shows. The star commented before his game, Boston playoffs, that he wouldn't go through his usual pre-game routines because he wants to be more focused on the task in his hand, and came up with a splash with his Johnson & Johnson baby shower show. The annoying old-fashioned PR calculated habit grandeur has become cringe-worthy, and they even bought it with him to Miami. Harry Doyle stated that women loved it when he was an Indian, and it made them puke when he was with White Sox, which says it all. Also, when it comes to the game, LeBron is a gigantic underachiever in defense. The self-proclaimed king doesn't back his titles with his killer game instincts and has made an absolute mockery of himself in the last 4 to 5 years. People have accused him of various reasons, including his blatant play style exclusively for stats. He doesn't play defense or is often seen very less motivated, blaming anything, walking around the court. But the guy holds crazy numbers. 30 points per game, 8 rebounds, and multiple assists. But when it comes to the team, it's just less functional, unsupervised, and not playing an offensive sport. This is bad sportsmanship. Critiques even state his popularity came from longevity and his controlling narrative of the game. It was sensational to a desperate city that hadn't won a championship since 1964 to hear from their icon, "I got a goal," and it's a huge goal, and that is to bring an NBA championship here to Cleveland, and I won't stop until I get. He delivered the speech and left for Miami, where he verbally offered 4 other NBA Cups. He was back shortly with another sentimental speech. This disingenuous, disloyal mentality hasn't worked well for him. He even got first on the most hated NBA player list. The research was conducted by collecting geotagged Twitter data from a single month, targeting phrases like "LeBron sucks" or "I hate LeBron," similar to all others, and LeBron alone got 70,000 hashtags to finalize the decision. Skip Bayless, one of LeBron's biggest critiques, found this result and said a national poll finds that the most hated player in the NBA is LeBron. No surprise here. Such impacting, no surprise, is bad for a player of LeBron's status. Apart from everything else, a player's sportsmanship is measured on the court. But a part of LeBron's daily routine on game days is complaining to the referee. Since he's not popular for successfully hiding his emotion, anybody can find these accusations immature and annoying. When LeBron got dunked on by Jordan Crawford, it was authentic by the act. But LeBron stepped aside and asked the Nike crew to confiscate the tape. It got out anyway. He restructured the team by shipping out the new blood to accommodate his superstar friends. And wearing pre-approved political opinions on jerseys has made him a poster boy for social justice. He even fails to back them up too. LeBron continues to show his spoiled, pampered nature and condescending attitude towards teammates, and we should agree it's not serving him or the team a good time. Hope you all have enjoyed the video. Give us a like if you like. See you next week.